Welcome to wireless communication. In this generation, all people around the world uses technologies every day, from waking up in the morning until sleeping at night. These devices are engaged in different forms of wireless communication. Text messages, phone calls, watching television, radio tuning, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and so on and so forth. But how this wireless communication works? What is the idea of wireless communication? What is the use of wireless communication in our daily life? Good question, right? Then let's find out. What do we mean when we say wireless communication? Wireless communication is a type of data communication that is performed and delivered wirelessly. This is a broad term that incorporates all procedures and forms of connecting and communicating between two or more devices using a wireless signal through wireless communication technologies and devices. Then, what is the connection of wireless communication in our daily lives? We people don't just notice that wireless communication have a huge impact in our daily living. The way we communicate to other people and express ourselves to the world has the idea of wireless communication. How do I say so? Let's focus on our mobile phone. We people nowadays can live without phone, especially you, millennials. But do you ever imagine how amazing your mobile phone is with the help of wireless communication? If no, then let me tell you.
The area where we live is divided into the so-called cells. Each cell has its mobile phone base station or the cell site. Whenever your phone is switched on, it sends out signals. These are picked up by mobile phone base stations, which send all the information to a mobile phone network computer from your nearest base station. What I said is only a part of how mobile phone works. For sure, you receive text messages from your friend and you do reply to him or her. But do you know how your text messages has been transmitted to your friend's mobile phone? If he or she received it or not? And why there are some delayed messages? Then let me show you. 22 years ago, the first text message was sent. Its content is a simple Merry Christmas. Today, more people have mobile phones than toilet with around 23 billion text messages being sent per day. But how do the text messages work? Mobile phones receive signals at specific frequency, but it can also transmit radio waves back to a network at the same time. A network is a system of towers, antennas and transmitters which divide a geographical area into cells. Whenever someone sends you a text, their phone transmits radio signals which convey the identity of both their phones and yours along with the content of the message. These signals are then picked up by the tower closest to them, which converts the radio waves a digital electrical impulse and passes it along to a hub of the network called a mobile switching center. If you're out of range or your phone is off, the message is stored by the mobile switching center for a short time until you can be located by the network. The network then figures out which tower you are closest to and passes the signal there. Once at the tower nearest you, it's converted back to a radio signal that can be picked up by the antenna on your phone.
Or maybe, sometimes, you're too lazy to type text messages, so you would rather choose to make a phone call for an easier communication. But how can you contact your friend? How can he or she receive your call anywhere around the world? Then, let's make a call to find out. When you're ready to make a call, you type the number into your handset. This sends your number and the number you want to contact to the nearest base station. The network computer checks to see which base station the person is calling is near and sends a message to their handset to tell them what you're trying to call. That person takes your call. The computer opens a channel between your phone and the other person's phone. When you speak, your voice is converted into an analog electrical signal by a microphone in your handset. This is then turned into a digital signal. The digital version of your voice is then sent using microwave to your nearest base station. The microwave signal is converted back to digital electrical signal and sent through the computer to your friend's nearest base station. It is then transmitted using microwaves to your friend's mobile phone. The digital signal is then converted back into an analog electrical signal, amplified, and changed back into sound by the loudspeaker in your friend's handset. When your friend replies, it all has to happen again in reverse.
Oh wait, want to send files, videos, music, but messaging are limited only for text. Don't worry, mobile phones have Bluetooth where you can send anything you want. So let me share you what is behind how Bluetooth works. This is how basically Bluetooth works using both hardware and software elements. Bluetooth establishes a universal language which devices can use to talk to one another. No wires needed. These days, computers, speakers, cell phones, earpieces, and other devices and all manufacturers are born with the abilities to speak Bluetooth. Once the devices are paired, one is designated as the master. It coordinates communication between all the other servant devices in its domain. Servant devices can send and receive commands to any other device using the master device as a kind of liaison. Communication is broadcasted via a low-level radio wavelength. It's specially reserved band that won't interfere with or get interference from radios, TVs, cell phones, or medical equipment. But because the radio waves are so low level, devices need to be kept within about 30 feet of each other or the signal can start to drop out. And that's how Bluetooth technology works.
Bored? Since you have no one to text or to call to, then why don't you try to hear some music using the radio on your phone with the use of headset as your antenna? And then imagine how it works, how your favorite music plays on the radio. This is how. Radio broadcasting works by translating sounds into electromagnetic waves called radio waves. A radio station sends the radio waves through the air. A radio picks up the waves and changes them into sound. In a radio station, a microphone picks up speech, music, and other sounds of a radio program. The microphone, an electric current or signal that corresponds to the pattern of the sound waves. The signal is sent to a transmitter. There, it is combined with another electric current called a carrier signal. The combined signal is sent to an antenna which broadcasts as a radio waves of an assigned frequency. The radio waves carry the sound information as either FM signals or AM signals. The listener adjusts the radio tuner to make the receiver sensitive to the frequency of a particular station. When radio waves reach a radio's antenna, they produce an electric current within it. This current contains the sound information that was carried in the radio waves. Inside the radio, the receiver sends the sound signal to the speaker. Yes, I know listening to radio is not your type. You would rather choose to play music on Spotify or YouTube, browse your FB, chat with friends with Messenger, tweet your feelings on Twitter, and share your best photo on Instagram with the use of Wi-Fi. But are you not curious how this so-called Wi-Fi works? Since you can't live a day without using it, here's how it works. But first, what is Wi-Fi? Wi-Fi is a technology that helps you access the internet on your handheld device. Wi-Fi network is built with the help of several hardware components like wireless access points or routers and user devices like mobile phones, tablets, laptops, etc., which are equipped with Wi-Fi adapter. On the other hand, the wireless router is connected to the internet, while a physical connection, that is the fiber cable, or with an analog line which uses a telephone and a modem which is then connected to the wireless router. Modem or modulator-demodulator is needed for analog to digital and digital to analog signal conversion. The Wi-Fi router then connects to the end devices while radio waves establish an end-to-end internet connection. Here, the wireless router receives the data from the internet, translates it into the radio signals, and sends it over the wireless network to the connected devices. The same process also happens in reverse.
Oh no! No Wi-Fi while you're traveling? But need to browse something or use your precious applications on your mobile. Mobile internet is the solution to your problem. But frustrated with your mobile internet? Then maybe you use outdated mobile wireless connection. Let me explain to you. 1G, a term never widely used until 2G was available. Simple phone calls were all it was able to do. 2G. A few more features were added to the menu, such as simple text messaging. Both of them have a very low speed rate in transferring data and not suitable for internet uses. So if your connection is very slow, you need to upgrade it. 3G. This generation set the standards for most of the wireless technology we have come to know and love. It could handle speed about 2 Mbps. It allowed for video calls, chatting and conferencing, mobile TV, video on-demand services, navigational maps, email, mobile gaming, music and digital services such as movies. But when browsing high-quality video, it's still buffering. That's maybe there are problems with coverage of 3G network at your place. You could try 4G for solution. Since 2010, 4G has an internet speed of 100 Mbps to 1 Gbps, and it is widely used nowadays. No more buffering. Yet, we could now stream high-quality video and music faster. Now, you can use your internet in your phone without worries.
But if there are 1G, 2G, 3G, and 4G, how about 5G? 5G is still in the development and it will roll out maybe in 2020 with 1 to 10 Gbps.
That are some wireless communication that you don't notice you use in your daily life. And since there's no perfect things in this world, wireless communication has its own pros and cons. Advantages of wireless communication. It is very helpful for workers, doctors working in remote areas, as they can be touched with medical centers. And maintenance and installation is lost cost for these networks. The internet can be accessed from anywhere wirelessly. Disadvantages of wireless communication. An unauthorized person can easily capture the wireless signal which spread through the air. It is very important to secure the wireless network so that the information cannot be misused by unauthorized users. And even you're a student, you can modify or create wireless devices on your own, since nothing is impossible for those who believe in their mind and heart. But you should always remember that the best wireless communication you can create is communicating with the Lord.